Do you ever find yourself so tired in the morning, just wanting to go back to bed instead of starting your day? Do you ever find yourself midday just exhausted, whether it's physically exhausted or mentally just drained? A lot of the people I work with have huge projects that are due, or deadlines, or things that really involve being alert from your neck up. And they just struggle sometimes. And so if you're interested in finding ways that you can boost your brain power to be at your best today, stay tuned. I'm going to give you 6 of my top lifestyle tips that you can start implementing today so that you can boost your brain. So here we go. Tip number 1, hydration. I am such a huge proponent of hydration. Probably in a majority of my videos, I will probably say something about water. It reminds me of the movie My Big Fat Greek Wedding, where the dad thought Windex just solved every ailment possible. That's kind of how I feel about water. Water definitely doesn't cure everything. It doesn't fix everything, but it sure helps a lot, especially when it comes to boosting your brain power. And the reasoning for that is, if you think about even in the morning, a lot of times we're dehydrated when we wake up. Because if you've gotten a good night's sleep, chances are you've gone a good 7 or 8 hours then without having any water. And if you think of that during the day, that's an entire work day right there. So just know you're likely dehydrated when you wake up. Drink a glass of water when you first wake up in the morning. Before you grab that cup of coffee, before you grab that tea, before you grab something to eat, grab a glass of water and you will be amazed at how much that makes you more alert and ready to start your day. I would say the same thing in the afternoon if you're feeling sluggish, tired. First grab that cup of water before you grab a cup of coffee and see how that doesn't help. Tip number 2. Prioritize protein and fat in the morning. And what do I mean by that? Carbs aren't the enemy. They're not necessarily bad, but in the morning time, when you want to be alert, you want to be fresh, you want to just be ready to start your day, something with protein and fat is going to help your brain fuel better, because it actually fuels better on those nutrients than just sugar or carbohydrates alone. So as an example, grab a couple eggs and some avocado. If you're not an avocado person, which I can't even fathom, grab something like oatmeal, but with oatmeal, put in some nuts and seeds. Put in something, not just the sugar, the cranberry, the raisins, but put something in there that has some protein and fat. I really enjoy chia seeds, flax seeds, hemp seeds. Those are all great sources. Sometimes people will throw protein powder in their oatmeal or do a protein shake. That's also something you could do in the morning, but I would just encourage you to make sure you're getting protein and fat first, and then carbohydrates as an option. You could do carbohydrates that are like vegetables if you like, but I just usually say be careful of the starches, because unless you're going to be really active in the morning, like you have a workout coming up or you're going to be walking a lot, you likely are not going to burn off those starches really well in the morning, and that's going to cause your brain to feel tired. So prioritize protein and fat. Tip number 3. Consider your caffeine intake. Caffeine is not necessarily a bad thing either. Lots of cultures drink many, many coffees a day and they do fine. But the thing I always say is consider if you need more than 2 a day to function in your day. And if you're needing more than 2, figure out why. Why would I need this amount of caffeine in my day? Maybe it's you really do have a huge project due, or you have a huge workout that you're about to do. And in that case, sometimes a little extra caffeine will give you that stimulant, that boost to help you get through that. But if day after day after day, you are needing multiple cups of coffee just to function in the day, first thing I would look at is go back to tip 1 and get yourself hydrated. Second thing I would look at is this caffeine impacting my sleep? Because if I'm not getting enough sleep, I'm going to be tired the next day and need more caffeine. So really consider how much caffeine you're actually taking in and try to limit that to 2 if you can. And if you need more, again, go for water first and then your caffeinated beverage. Tip number 4, which leads us to sleep. We tend to skimp on sleep when we're trying to do everything else in life. And when we're trying to be active physically from our neck down, and when we're trying to be present from our neck up. And the thing we tend to skimp on is the one thing we need to replenish and repair and help our hormones reset and all those amazing things that'll actually help us feel more alert and help our brain function better the next day. So I would highly encourage you to prioritize sleep. The reality with sleep too is that if you don't get enough sleep, likely you're going to be hungrier the next day and you may end up overeating and staying dehydrated, and it's just a whole vicious cycle. If you're not able to get more sleep at night, you may want to consider having a little bit of caffeine, and then doing a power nap. Some studies show that if you do it that way, you actually will feel more rejuvenated when you wake up and can be really productive. Just be careful how much of that caffeine you're taking in, but definitely prioritize sleep. Tip number 5, focus on brain foods. And what do I mean by that? Those would be things like fatty fish, blueberries, turmeric, pumpkin seeds, nuts, eggs, green tea, things that really make your brain come alive. If you notice in all of those things, there's not rice and potatoes and pizza and cappuccino and frappuccino or whatever your drink is. It's mainly whole, real foods that have some protein, have some fat, have some low sugar in them, like berries. Those are amazing foods to help power up your brain and help you function better during the day. And tip number 6, please understand this is not the last one because it is the one you should least prioritize. It's actually the one that, next to water, I would say pulls the whole picture together. And that is move your body. If you're shaking your booty, if you're going out for a hike, if you're going for a walk, if you're playing with your kids, just do something to get your heart pumping and get yourself moving. That in and of itself will help your brain just come alive. All the different synapses and all the different things that are going on in your brain come alive when you are active. So I would just encourage you to get active however you can. When you are more active, more blood can go to your brain. So when you're tired, like let's say it's afternoon, and you're sitting at your desk, you're focused on your screen. I work with a lot of people who stare at a screen all day long. Take a 5-minute break. Just go for a walk. Go up and down the stairs if you have them. Do some jumping jacks. Move your body. And just get that blood flowing to your brain. And I can almost guarantee you're going to have a burst of energy right there. So there you have it. Those are my top 6 ways to boost your brain power. If you have any suggestions of other ways that have worked for you, I would encourage you to comment below. And if you haven't yet subscribed to this channel, we are a brand new channel. I would love to be able to add value to your day. The whole goal of At My Best Wellness is to help people find sustainable ways to improve their lives. We'll be talking nutrition, physical activity, things on stress management, sleep, and a whole variety of other topics. But I would just love to have your support. So if you haven't yet hit subscribe, I would encourage you to do that. Thank you for joining me, and I will look forward to seeing you next time. This is my PS. I realize that some of you might value a list of brain boosting foods. And so at the bottom of this video, I'm going to add a list for you so that you can see what foods you can add into your daily diet to help boost brain, including your mood, including your energy, including overall brain health. I'll also put a couple links down there of articles that I have found helpful as I'm learning more about the brain and how to optimize it to the very best capability I have. So anyway, take a look down below. Take care.